I'm Scottie Callaghan, and here I am to explain the Scottie Callaghan dosing tools. This little piece of plastic here is called Scottie Callaghan dosing tool. They are manufactured by Bombora water and coffee suppliers in Australia. Feedback we get is different opinions about whether or not they are useful or whether or not baristas should use them. I have heard everything from well-known industry professionals say things like the Scottie Callaghan dosing tools in combination with the VST filter basket is the perfect match to brew consistent and beautiful espresso. I've also heard baristas talk down Scottie Callaghan dosing tools in a negative fashion. To be honest, it doesn't really bother me whether people like them or not. I just hope this video can answer some of your questions. The first thing I'll do is use the dosing tool so you can see how I use it. Probably the most relevant application of the dosing tools at the moment in the specialty coffee industry is the use of the Scottie Callaghan dosing tools with the VST filter basket. We have come to realise with the VST filter basket and the smaller cut precision holes, we can dose lower in the basket with a finer grind and get a superior extraction. Espresso extraction. One of the problems we face is when dosing lower, it's harder to get your fingers down inside to distribute your coffee grinds. So, as you can see with the grinds there, it's hard to get my fingers down inside there. And the other thing is I'm also pushing the grinds down with my finger because I want to get in there and get the distribution. I can't really get even distribution or particularly control over my dose. At the moment, I'm dosing 18.5 grams and I'm using the Scottie Callaghan dosing tool number 25 to achieve that dose. Now, as you can see, I can get down inside the filter basket easily. And I have control over the distribution of the coffee grinds, and because of the nature of the dosing tool, so long as I spin it around and not sort of push down, I'm not pushing the grinds in. From that perspective, I've heard really positive feedback from a lot of respected professionals who have the same problem and they get better results with the Scottie Callaghan dosing tools. In this instant, I'm dosing 18.5 grams and I'm using the Scottie Callaghan dosing tool number 25. And I find that from shot to shot, I get consistency within 0.25 of a gram. Now, that's achievable providing your process is consistent. The real critical aspect is while the coffee is grinding, that your tapping is the same each time. In particularly, you're tapping when the grinder stops to settle the coffee grinds in the basket. For me, I tap once halfway, then 4 times at the end. Providing that is consistent each time, you then use the dosing tool . And your dosing will be very, very consistent. Gives you a lot more control. When making espresso coffee, often to get the best out of the coffee we are working with, depending on the coffee, depending on the single origin, depending on the roast profile, the brewing temperature, the flow rate, the pump pressure, etc., etc. To get the best flavour profile with the variables we've got to work with and the coffee we're working with, often we need to adjust our dose. Now, with the Scottie Callaghan dosing tools, what we can do is we can use the different numbers as a reference point. So the full set dosing tools comes from numbers 1 all the way through to number 40. And each number sweeps out a different amount of coffee. For an obvious example, number 20 here will sweep out less coffee than number 40. So if I had the very consistent process at the grinder and I sweat with number 20, I would get a higher dose, more coffee, than if I sweat with number 40. Now, let's say I'm dosing as I have been with number 25, and I've been getting 18.5 grams, and my measurement of my espresso, however that measurement is, whether it's with taste, whether it's watching the extraction, or whether it's using the Extract Mojo, whatever it may be, if my measurement is telling me that 18.5 grams is not enough coffee and I need to increase my dose, I can go from number 25, and instead of using number 25, let's say I use number 22. Because I'm increasing my dose, I want to grind a little bit more coffee. So I've just increased it from 3.6 to 3.7 on the Mazaroba. Using number 22 instead of number 25, I have 19.5 grams, so 1 gram more in my dose. Some cafes operate where they might be open from 6 a.m. till late at night, 7 days a week, and in that bar there might be 6 baristas who make coffee. For consistency, is using the Scottie Callaghan dosing tools, and all the baristas follow the same process. If you run a successful cafe, you will know the importance of systems, and the Scottie Callaghan dosing tools can be an important addition to your system. What you can do is you can say to your 6 baristas, can you all please follow the same process? So the same number of taps, and using the same dosing tool, and if those baristas work together on that, it should be relatively easy to improve the consistency.